Hello. I do not want to be talking to you. I do not want to be recording this video. I seem to need to. Have to? It doesn't feel like my choice. This is kind of one of those the world is the way it is kind of things, and no matter how much I try and strangle people, just make them stop saying that, it doesn't seem to work. I don't really want to be doing this because I care. I am very good at a particular thing. On good days, I am world class at doing that particular thing, but because it matters to me, and because I was heavily bullied by people in my early childhood, giving anything to the world that matters to me feels wrong. It feels like I am setting myself up for ridicule and failure. So here we are, facing that fear, and we'll be alright. I'm James. I'm a musician.
I've been broken, beaten, returned to the earth. Let it alone, to find my own worth. And each time these crimes have been falling me, I've been pulled from the grave by words soft and sweet. Yes,
I make music. Mostly I write songs. I say mostly because that's the thing that's easiest. It's easiest for me to pick up a guitar and start writing something that means something to me. When I was coming up and being trained to be a musician or getting the experience that would help me become a musician, I was prepared for a world where I go out in the world and I sing a bunch and show songs and then get to know people, and then those people get to know me, and then we'll record stuff together, and they'll bank on me being a good songwriter and performer to make them more money coming along in the future, or to pay them an amount of money for their services at the time, and then I'll ride with that into the sunset and into success of some form or fashion. We define our success. The world does not define our success. And that's not the case, and now I need to vie to you in these long-form talking head videos that I am worthy of your time that you're wasting right now watching this video. Yeah, I don't like this. This is vulnerability. I don't want to be vulnerable. I want to, well, art is vulnerability. I do want to be vulnerable, but I don't want to do it in this format. This is weird to me. I have to make content now. Making content and art are not the same thing, and yes, content can be art and can be artistic. It is specifically not meant to be so, though. Content is meant to be the vehicle for which people get to know you, the creator, the artist, therefore value your art more. It's not foreign. The only thing I watch is YouTube. I hate long-form movies and TV shows now. I binge-watched my entire teens away in my early 20s, just binge-watching. And some things have taught me lessons and left wonderful pieces of humanity inside of me, and other things just haven't. Other things I was just better off doing something else. Sitting and playing my guitar for a while. But hey, we've gotten to the point where content is so easy to make that you just want a millennial sitting holding a microphone and talking at a camera. So that's what you're going to get. I look around at the other musicians on YouTube making content who have been doing it for a long time, and the only thing they've ever done is sit in front of a camera and talk to it about stuff. You got your Mary Spenders who do these really polished pieces once a week where they write up all this copy and this big script and do a concept, and then you got where it's an old man who turns on a camera and just starts ranting for a while and sees what happens, and then it's polished from there. It's kind of two ends of a spectrum, both are valuable, and while I enjoy the most and respect the most that long-form video essay that was highly thought out and structured for you, I recognize that I am far on the other end of the scale for chaos turned to content that somehow makes sense to people and is entertaining. Yeah, so this is my content talking about how I don't want to do it. I don't want to be here. I don't want to have to talk to you and answer all your questions and diddly-doppity-dop. But I do want to be asked questions. I do want to be talked to. Isn't that a little backwards? Paradox. That's the word I'm looking for. It's a paradox. I think naturally the question arises if this guy doesn't want to be in the public eye, but he is a musician, he wants to be a musician. You're oversimplifying something. I understand that many of us get here and then decide what we want to be and see what space we want to take up in the world. There are millions and millions of people who get here and know exactly who they are and what they're going to do, and they do it. In a different number of people, there are people who know exactly who they are when they get here and what they're going to do and why they're going to do it, and then they see a world that says, we don't value that. We don't care about that. We don't want to hear about that. And that's a hard thing for the person who feels that way to process. That has been a hard thing for me to process. That I get here and I know who I am and what makes me happy, what makes the people around me happy, and what I'm good at, and what people want me to do on a one-on-one basis. And then to see society at large devalue that on any other level but the highest level. So it's, you can be successful as a musician who goes and plays weddings and wonderful events and charges a respectable amount of money and does a good job and hustles and hustles and hustles and hustles and hustles while not really creating anything. I am not the read and sing to your restaurant and wedding guests out of a book of 4,200 of the most popular songs of the last 100 years. That's not me. I have shit to say. I've been here, been through a lot more than a lot of other people at my age have been through, and it sucks, and I wish it wasn't the case. And I know, have met, spoken with, and made deep friends with people who've been through a lot worse way sooner. So maybe I'm the perfect amount of fucked in my life to come and connect with those people. So that's who I am for. What's my value proposition for this is I'm James. And if you feel like you can't do something that you know you are supposed to do, and I'm talking a deep, internal, spiritual knowing, and you feel like you are inhibited by the very world you live in to not do that, while also at the same time being propped up by society to do that, and you're kind of stuck, that's me. That's for me. There's a lot of other people I'm going to see eye to eye with, that are going to see pieces of themselves in me. That's the whole thing that we're doing here on Earth. Namaste, I see the you and me, all that good stuff. And this is my introduction video where I say I don't want to be here. I don't want to be doing these talking head videos. I would much rather have a new song to post, or a fun music video, or not post at all and just make music and release the music and play the music live, but you have to drum up all kinds of attention. You can't just go start doing that and then keep doing that. This makes that easier, but at the same time, it's never been harder, because you have to learn independently so many skills beyond being a good performer, being a good songwriter, being a good musician. Now you have to be a good video editor, and a good content creator, and a good graphic designer, and all these things that go into this huge, ever-expanding list of responsibilities, just so that I could do the thing that I'm here to do. That's awful. I'm hoping by the end of my life I will have done something to help people coming here with that knowing speed up that process and hone in on their skills. I care about how a person is producing music. I care about the songs that a person is writing. I care about the structure they are writing that songs in. I care about the quality of their performance. I don't really care about some of my favorite musicians' favorite foods, or their favorite walk-in spots. I don't care about what they think is funny. I'm here for their music and the connection we have in the moment. The rest of this is for somebody else. It's not for me. So that's why I don't want to be here talking to you, because this content, this kind of content, isn't mine. This isn't what I consume. I like the long-form structured things. I like Let's Plays, where friends are talking to each other for long periods of time and telling stories, and not this. But this is where we'll be. This is where we are. And so this is what we're going to get. Even as much as I don't like it, it's what you seem to want. And I love you. I always have. Always will. I mean it far more than you'd probably be comfortable with understanding, that I as a person have lived in this world to understand that you, the individual, are so perfect and beautiful and wonderful. I am grateful and thankful for your time to watch this. But I am not going to make myself less and rub my hands together and say, "Thank you, sire. Could you perhaps spare just a little bit more?" That's not me. That's not me, man. We're here as equals. We've got 20,000 years of human history setting this up just for us all to understand that no matter the color of your skin, the cut of your jib, the height of your
Ambition.
head, I'll say that's a weird way, how tall you are. It doesn't matter. Your gender's never been simple, and we gotta have more space for complicated gender. It doesn't matter, all these things, and how much money your granddaddy set you up with and how he abused you to treat it. I don't care. I'm here to connect with you as a human. I'm here to heal your soul and mine through this work. And this is getting in the way of that. So that's why I don't want to be here. Because there's detail lost in this. Music adds a layer of communication. Words are not complex enough to express the things that I need to express and connect with you with. That is why I prefer to sing. That is why I prefer to write the poetry. That is why I prefer to compose the journey through these 12 notes in all these different orders to communicate that with you. That's why pop music is the most popular and it's the most dumb, is because it is communicating simply and effectively complex ideas. So in those moments when we're all singing those pop songs under our breath because they're simple and easy to remember, because their lyrics are kind of dumb or silly or funny or gross, we're connected. And that's what this is all about. Reminding us that we're connected. So yeah, how's this for a hello video? I don't wanna. Thank you so much for your time and listening to me rant. I do actually appreciate it. Stay tuned. Hopefully I keep making this ranty content, pontificating to you instead of to the wall. Because if you weren't here, I'd be doing this to the wall. Spoilers. We all do that, by the way. There's like a bunch of us that do that all the time. It's a bit of just being human, a bit of disassociation all mixed in there. No, that's just humanity anyway. I would leave you with some advice. Just general advice. The next time you think someone's going to think something that you do is weird, say, "Oh, I don't want someone to think I'm weird." Every time you hear the word weird, re-say the sentence, rethink the sentence, rehear the sentence, and replace the word weird with human. Is that a human thing to do? Am I afraid someone's going to see me doing a human thing? I'll see you soon. Thank you. Oh, like and subscribe.